to the 9th Annual Watershed Milestones Award Ceremony. Tonight we'll recognize our watershed heroes and their clean water accomplishments. We'll also unveil our brand new TTF logo, which was designed by Pixel Parlor. We're very excited about it. While we're disappointed we can't gather in person tonight, we're so grateful that you could join us for this virtual milestone ceremony. Here at TTF, we know that spending time along our creeks has a powerful impact on our lives. That's why we host so many programs at Tacony Creek Park and across our watershed communities. In the last year, we've engaged thousands of children and adults as we have adopted our work to a virtual platform too, which is pretty amazing. We are committed to continuing to provide quality, free programming to our communities in Philadelphia and Montgomery County, and you can help. So please support TTF's work by bidding on our online silent auction during the ceremony tonight. Bidding will end at 8 p.m., about a half hour after the end of our program. You can also add a donation onto your bid or simply just make a donation to support our work. So again, thank you for being here tonight. I'm going to pass on the second half of the introduction to Marilyn. You're on mute.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Can you all hear me now? All right. Thank you, Joanne. My name is Marilyn Torres. I am co-president of TTF. During this pandemic, most people have expressed their appreciation to the value of the outdoors and how critical these spaces are to improving our physical and mental health. As a neighbor, I am so excited about the increased use we have seen of Tacony Creek Park and its trail by people from near and far. Tonight, we're going to learn about some of the exciting ways TTF has energized the park in the last year. And of course, we'll learn about the people making a difference across our watershed. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Executive Director Julie Slovett.
There we go. Hey, everybody. Again, my name is Julie Slavitt, and I'm proud to be the Executive Director of the Tacony-Frankford Watershed Partnership. Welcome again. I just want to take 1 minute. I haven't told anybody I'm doing this. So before we go to the new logo, I just want to recognize the beautiful music and video we all enjoyed at the beginning. That video and music is part of something called the Tacony Creek Park Suite, which is a wonderful art project that we've been working on with the Olney Culture Lab. That music was by Professor Randy Gibson. And we will make sure that we put in the chat later, or if someone can handle it right now, the link so that you can go and hear that that music for the whole suite in December. So we really appreciate our partnership with the Olney Culture Lab. And I bet you didn't know that TTF had anything to do with beautiful music like that. So my job right now, I'm really excited about it, is to tell you about the new logo. In this really hard time, an amazing opportunity came our way, an offer to refresh our logo and our brand, and to do this for us for free. Our partner, Pixel Parlor, who we love very much, has helped us do our most recent annual reports, which many of you I'm sure have seen, which are really phenomenal. And they came to us and said that they would help us with this. So the process enabled us to think about what we're really all about, our values and our strengths, and how to convey that in a creative, welcoming, and beautiful way. We looked at a lot of logos and we learned a lot about messaging through this process. Pixel Parlor created a new logo, collateral for business cards, publications, and our very favorite swag. And we'll be incorporating this new look into a new website that will launch early in 2021. We even have a new simple and compelling elevator pitch that we will share with you and the world. But we think the message of our logo is clear. We connect our watershed residents and communities to their creeks. So, ta-dum, ta-dum. Here's our new logo, and our TTF family is going to show their pride all at the same time. In just a minute, we're going to go to a full screen with everyone. So maybe I should start. I'll put my new TTF hat on. Everybody else? Yay! Can you all see that? Yay. Okay. That was pretty fun. So I also want to say I'm very excited my sister is on this call. So the pressure is really on. What I'm going to do next is mention that if you make a donation tonight or do a bid of over $75, we will send you one of these beautiful purple hats. What I want to do now is introduce our honorees. This is always our favorite part at Milestones. I pulled up my script from previous years, from 8 previous years. And what we usually do at the beginning of Milestones is we really share our love for our amazing venue, the Globe Dye Works. It's someplace we love so much, and we love being there. It smells incredible all the time. We're surrounded by artistic and wonderful creative people that make really good food. But we're in a different kind of reality right now. So instead of sharing a physical space, we're sharing this virtual space. We've created this space together in time. We don't have beer or brisket or guacamole and chips or cookies and really good ice cream sandwiches, but we have each other and the time that we're spending together right now. I know this is a little heavy, but I think it's important to really recognize and celebrate that we have this time together, whether or not we're next to each other in reality, or we're eating brisket together. We're here to recognize and celebrate the work that we do. So to see all of us, I'm supposed to remind you to select gallery view at the top of your screen. And scroll through the arrows so that you can see everybody else. Because right now we have 62 people on. So we're really proud of that. So, you know, those arrows at the top and bottom, they took me a while to find. It's really nice to go through and see everybody that's on here. Again, we're excited that you're with us. There are about 100 of us, young and a little older, from all across our 30 square mile watershed, which runs from the creek's headwaters in Montgomery County through Philadelphia to the Delaware River. We love this event. We get to honor people we already know really well, that we know well, and we get to meet people and celebrate with them, people that we hardly know at all, but that will become part of the TTF family. For us, it's all about building this movement for our watershed, our creeks, and our clean water. I know we have a number of our milestone heroes from past years with us tonight. Again, our family keeps growing. So thank you for joining us. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Feel free to wave. You know, if you're a previous winner, we're really happy that you're here with us tonight. I also want to remind you to post on social media while you're on with us later this evening, tomorrow, and use the hashtag TTF Milestones. And once again, if you love us, we need you to show it. So please make a donation bid on an auction item and make a donation, the auction will close at 8 p.m. I also want to remind everybody that we have a sustainer program, which means that people donate to us. They make a commitment to donate every month. It's automatic. You don't even need to think about it. And those sustainers, they sustain us. They really make it easier for us to get through the year and know that we have dollars coming in. And we also really like this way of giving because it means that if you can give us $1 a month, you can do that. We love that. If you can give us $100 a month, we love that too. But it really means that everyone in our watershed can support us. So I also want to thank the public officials who've joined us and have reached out to us about recognizing our award winners. I have a special thanks to Congresswoman Madeline Dean, Representative Steve McCarter, and Deb. I haven't had a chance to see if they're on, but I think I saw a chat from Deb in the chat, and also Representative Joe Hohenstein. So thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time and supporting our work. So right now, what I'm going to do is share with you our honorees for 2020. So, you know, times are different. So what we have for you are short, but really inspiring videos of our 8 award winners. I know some of them, I looked through the RSVP list and I know a lot of them are on. We are very excited to have families from McKinley Elementary School joining us. So please sit back. You can, you know, you could eat while you're watching this and enjoy meeting these 8 heroes who are coming to you on video now.
Hi, my name is Migdalia Rosado Lopez. I've lived in Juniata for 17 years, and first of all, I had no clue there was trails around Juniata, and I met Dorian. She was having a walk years ago, and that's how I got introduced to the walks and TTF Watershed. Through TTF, I've learned so much, and I've met so many beautiful people. It has brought so much to my life. So much, not only to mine, but to my grandchildren, because they learned how to take care of the creek, the trails, what it means. They volunteer as well. I just can't say enough about the staff at TTF. I can't say enough what they stand for. I wish that they would get more and more funding every day. I wish that more people would get involved. I've gotten so much from TTF. First of all, so much environmental awareness about the animals, the creeks, the trees, what it means to us humans and also to the wildlife. And this is my granddaughter, Angie. Angie has helped me a lot on the trail. It has inspired me at home to have my own garden for wildlife, and also like a rain barrel to conserve water. I mean, it just brings a lot of education to people. It truly brings a lot of education to people. There are so many other people that could have gotten the award that I know that have walked, you know, all these years in the trails, and I just feel really humble and grateful and appreciative.
Everyone in this neighborhood understands clean air, clean water, and a safe place to play and to recreate. So the park gives them that opportunity. Whether they relate to birds or not isn't the primary point of the walks, but it reaches out to the community. And that's the important thing that TTF does. And I love birds, so that's how we can help reach the community, is an aspect. That's what I saw the important part. My favorite bird in the park, since most of the time I'm here in the fall and winter, probably if we get either yellow-bellied sapsucker or winter rose, because we get those a lot. And then a couple of times we've gotten great horned owls, and everybody likes owls. So especially when Robin used to help, he says, keep your eyes open here for owls, and we've had them a couple times, especially last winter. I think both the Christmas bird count and then the winter bird census. We got the great bird owl, and that's always nice. I do think the important thing about organizations like TTF are the grassroots aspects of you. I said some of the large nonprofits that they start out great hitting large audiences and they do good, but if things are really going to change in this world, you have to start really, act locally, think globally, and that's where the change is going to happen, because everybody has to realize what's in it for them locally. And if you hit the neighborhood, people will realize, I have a lovely park here. If we don't take care of this and the creek here, then it doesn't really matter at the larger scale. And people don't have to love birds, but if they realize that birds are part of the park, which are part of everything else, that's where you're going to make a difference. It truly is the local grassroots, because that's where everything starts. If people learn to love birds, great. They learn to realize that having a nice, clean park improves their neighborhood, and that's the primary part. And then birds secondary, and if that's always the touch, that's great.
So I worked with TTF for approximately 15, 16 years. A lot of what we did as a township and a Parks and Rec department was to help facilitate projects in our parks that would benefit the local waterways and streams at the Tacony-Frankfort watershed. When we designed this park, we had a lot of features that were dedicated to stormwater management and reducing a lot of the sediments in the downward streams. So I had experience when I was with Abington working with some of the same contractors and groups and to preserve the waterways and things like that, knowing that a playground does change the landscape and everything. So I was able to incorporate a lot of the things that I had learned working with TTF and the Parks Department at Abington and bring it up here at Horticultural scale. I would say that as far as going further, groups like the TTF should always be trying to work and partner with the municipalities and townships. Because a lot of times we have the properties that are useful to do projects as bioswales or rain gardens, and a lot of the streams and waterways come through our parks. It's a great partnership, and it's something that I think every organization should look to do with either their Parks and Rec department or municipality or township.
Hello everyone, my name is Bryan Havir. I'm the former Township Manager for Cheltenham Township, and I'm a founding member of the Tacony-Frankfort Watershed Partnership and a member on the board, former member of the Board of Directors. Putting together a partnership, basically those dialogues and then working with the municipal partners, it gave birth to the Tacony-Frankfort Watershed organization, having a board oversee it, we created a 501c3. I think it took about a year or 2 years. We collected dues. And this took probably about 2 years to put it all together. But we had then enough funding to no longer work out of my office, because I think early on we were working out of my office in the township building and the third floor in the drafting room. We ended up having a location, an office in Aubrey Arboretum. We had our board meetings over there, and we collected enough funding, and we had enough funding stream coming in that we were able to hire our first executive director. So the core group, my recollection was the core group that was involved with the steering committees and putting together the plan, that was basically the core group that was on the board. They were the early forerunners of the Watershed Partnership. And it was just such a strong, cohesive, genuine love and great working relationship that we all had. We were all striving for the same thing, the health of the watershed and water quality. If you go back there and look at the plan, there are over a 10-year period that we documented how we were going to do these projects. And the restoration project that you see here at Conklin Pool was one of those projects that was phased in This is a township-owned park, piece of parkland that has a swimming pool and a complex on it, and an active recreation area. But then the open space that you see all around here was targeted for a restoration project early on in that master plan that goes back to 1999. But just think about how long it took to get where we are today, because we took little bits and pieces of all of the 15 stream miles that we have in Cheltenham Township, and we did it section by section. I just wanted to close by saying I'm very honored and pleased on behalf of Cheltenham Township and as a previous board member to be recognized through this Leadership Milestone Watershed Award and accepted on behalf of the entire partnership, because it just wasn't me doing all this work. It was a cohesive, collaborative effort among all of the prior board members, the prior community partners, and the current board members and the current partners.
So I actually chose this group. They were then 5th graders because it was a manageable number and they all seemed to be interested in outdoor activities and environmental lessons. So that's why they were selected for this project. And I already had a relationship with the TTF. So when Ryan reached out to us to see if there was anything we wanted to do this year, he suggested the vernal pool study. So I jumped on that opportunity because I don't think there are too many classes around the country that have this opportunity to do a hands-on study of something that would be beneficial to help the environmental community. So it was really your TTF, your idea, and we just went with it. And
Under school, if it's really a vernal pool, so we were kind of like studying what plants are there, what animals, and trying to figure it out throughout the year.
Like a pond or like a body of water that is only full at certain times of the year.
We are helping an organization to find out whether we have this very rare natural habitat. So you were being citizen scientists. Maybe when you were waving your sticks around, you weren't acting very scientist-like, but we were actually trying to gather data.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, the reason I really liked it was because, like, I have always loved the idea of just, like, being a kid and then just things like a ton of adults asking you to help gather information. I just love the feel of kind of being like a scientist, not a real one where you actually have to do things and worry about paychecks, but like the pretend science that every kid makes up just because they think it's fun. That like it's almost like a shop. You get to just pretend to be somebody who doesn't wave sticks around all day.
I want to keep going with this project because even if it isn't a vernal pool, we could still clean it up and make it nicer, and like we could add log benches and just make it like our spot to do apex, or other kids go there and just relax and be there.
Well, a lot of people don't really get this chance, and we do, so I think we should take advantage of that. And also, it's pretty fun, so it's fun, you know?
Also, another reason I think we all liked it is because, like, there's, like, a sense of adventure for it. Like, wherever it goes in, there's, like, these streams, and it's, like, really fun to map it out. And, like, jumping over those big gaps. Like, it's almost like high-stakes gameplay, but not that high, just getting wet. And I really like that. It's just a lot of fun to feel like you're actually doing something that, like, you could get wet from.
Our partnership with TTF is really important for us because there's so much expertise that that organization has that that they can bring to bear on projects that we're working on together. And they have relationships with different parts of the community that PHS doesn't have on our own. They're bringing us these great projects that we might not be able to develop just on our own. So it's really important to be able to work with organizations like that that can maximize what we're able to do. PHS, we work with a lot of different organizations all around the region, and we have a mission to improve people's lives through the value of horticulture. Planting for the greater good is our motto, and there's a lot we can do all around the region, but we definitely can't do it alone. And so we really rely on partners all around the region and different community partners from the neighborhood level up to the regional level. And so in order to have the impact we want to have on people's lives throughout the Philadelphia area, we need to work with groups like TTF in order to improve water quality by planting trees and planting native plants in these areas that are near riparian streams. And it's work that we can't do by ourselves, but if we have really strong community partners who are on the ground and bringing their expertise and sharing their impact with us, there's so much more that we can do.
Hello, TTFW. This is Ken Schultz from CSAA Insurance Group. We've been an insurer of AAA for over 100 years. Thank you so much for honoring us with a corporate stewardship in 2020. It's been a funny year. We wish we could be there with you to help you in your efforts. Your tireless efforts to keep this parkland in a major city in America is very daunting, and you do a wonderful job. Your focus on this, keeping it safe and viable for generations to come, is vitally important. We all come away with knowledge that we didn't have before every time we meet you. And our volunteers look forward to being there. Volunteerism is integrated into our business model since the late 1920s. We gyrate toward these ecological and preservation events. We do it in the Grand Canyon, Zion National Park, Yosemite, Golden Gate, and Independence Hall National Park. There are kind of events. Thank you for being there for us. Thank you for the award, and keep up the great work, keeping these very valuable and vulnerable systems for generations to come. We'll see you soon.
Well, I want to thank TTF very, very much for the Legacy Award. It means a great deal to me. My relationship with TTF has been a long one, and it's been a wonderful opportunity to serve the people of the whole Philadelphia area affected by the Tookonie and Tacony Creeks and Jenkintown. All of these areas have been very, very important to me, not only as a legislator, but as a resident. And having the opportunity to participate with cleanups and clean streams, making sure the streams have been kept clean over the years, along with the other projects and changing the whole nature of the stream bed has been very, very important, along with making sure that we keep the species that are active within the streams there, and we don't want to lose them in any time in the future. The opportunity to work with TTF also on what is most important to me, really, which is still climate change. Having served as one of the co-chairs of the Pennsylvania Legislative Climate Caucus, this is an extremely important issue to me, and it gives opportunity to work with young people all up and down the streams to make sure that they understand that streams are a very, very important part of really climate change when we look at the whole nature of how our planet interacts with nature. So that is another important aspect of this. So we want to make sure that we not only have clean water, clean air, but we also want to build for the future to make sure that we have a sustainable environment for all of our children and their grandchildren into the future.
So hey, everybody, I think we're turning this over to Michael Connor for some comments.
I'm Michael Connor. I'm chair of the TTF Board Development Committee. We wanted to thank all of our partner alliance members. This alliance is an extraordinary.
Michael, just pause for 1 second, if that's okay. We want to pull up a slide.
Sure.
There we go. Sorry about that.
We good?
Yep, go ahead.
All right. So without the support of the alliance members, our education, stewardship, restoration, advocacy work would not be possible. So year after year, the alliance members give very generously and allow TTF to creatively engage residents to protect and improve the watershed's green spaces. The last time we met with this group was at our online networking reception in May. So some time ago, it's been a long time. And I know how much we all enjoyed that opportunity to connect. We're very proud that the Alliance provides this valuable benefit to our members. And I'm very excited that we'll have some time this evening to connect again. But now, please join me in thanking everyone of our partners for their support. So we'll have a little round of applause, but after this pretty long list that I'll go through, so I'll try to get through this in one breath here. At the philanthropist level, the Globe Dye Works, Pico, Pixel Parlor, Smithbridge Gardens Retail Nursery and Design. At the benefactor level, Penn Master of Science and Applied Geosciences and Aqua Real. At the ambassador level, Aqua, Garfield Refining, Philadelphia Insurance Companies. At the advocate level, AKRF, Arcadis, Gilmore and Associates, Pennsylvania Environmental Council, Primex Garden Center, and the Sustainable Business Network of Greater Philadelphia. At the patron level, AD Marble and Company, Allegheny Iron and Metal Company, Apiary Studio, Cerulean, Greenweaver Landscapes, IUPAT District Council 21, North Creek Nurseries, Octoraro Native Plant Nursery, Pennsylvania Horticultural Society, Republic Bank, Teamsters Union number 169, Villanova Center for Resilient Water Systems, Weeds Incorporated, and at the associate level, Heroic Gardens, Juniata News, Kevin Gallagher Consulting, Spacious, a creative web company, and last but not least, Sustainable Choices, LLC. So I'm not sure if this is silent clapping or clapping out loud, but we can do whatever. We really appreciate all your support. And now I guess, Julie, I'll hand it back over to you virtually.
Okay. Thank you, Michael. It is really fun to see people in their hats. I just need to say that. So again, this is all about love, but it's also about supporting TTF. So if you want one of these hats, $75 donation or $75 in silent auction funding. We also have fabulous new magnets, which I don't know how to show you on this screen. I have to bring it up on my face. if you do anything. If you make a silent auction, if you buy something on the silent auction or make any kind of donation, we will send you a magnet. So what I'm going to talk about now is highlights from the past year. And I just want to say, I think those videos were really fabulous, and we were really worried about this and whether or not it was too long, and what we're doing was going to be inspirational and interesting. And I thought it went by really, really quickly because I think that our watershed heroes are just wonderful to hear and to meet. So what I'm going to do now is talk about the highlights of the past, very different kind of year. After last May's Milestones, TTF moved into the spring and summer months like we always do, with activities along our creeks and trails, plus block parties. Which you can see here. We engage with schools and camp groups for hands-on lessons. Trout in the classroom with Cheltenham Elementary School. Nature's Hidden Surprises with some of our favorite families at the Whitaker and Loudon Gateway. Some more campers, some more Nature's Hidden Surprises of folks taking walks and showing us what they made pictures of underneath the birds, underneath our bird murals. And our favorite annual visit from the Academy of Natural Sciences, Women in Natural Science. Tours, our annual tour of our Jenkintown Creek sites, this year on foot, because they're pretty close to each other. It's about 3-mile walk. And our Frankfort Creek History Tour. And here folks are looking at some green stormwater infrastructure along Cayuga Street. Even a staff retreat where I don't think we caught any fish, but we had a really good time. In the fall, we enjoyed the changing seasons with our If Trees Could Talk collaboration with the Olney Library. You can see these wonderful kids here. Some more, this is Love Your Park Fall. Some special programs right there near the birds with our partners from VERT. And we broke a tree giveaway record. We gave away 50 trees with Tree Philly. And with our friends, including the Philadelphia Water Department and the Partnership for Delaware Estuary, our community can project in Juniata Park was a big success. You can see these beautiful cans. We met Jay Coriano through that effort. We started planting trees and installing rain gardens in people's backyards through Stream Smart. And we got to remove 225 feet of concrete to let the Jenkintown Creek flow freely through a new meandering wetland. WHYY even joined us to hear that loud noise. We didn't know at the time that we wouldn't be able to get back onto that site till April. The winter, lots of planning and programs. Some even outside with a big turnout for Martin Luther King Day and a new relationship with Grover Washington Middle School. We hosted our much loved volunteer service breakfast. And we spent a day on the Hill with the Coalition for the Delaware River Watershed, and the student art that teacher Kathy Falso brought along with her made a pretty positive impression on our legislators. In March, we started working from home and shut down programs. We stayed in touch with our watershed residents by calling them and meeting on Zoom. The staff created cleanup kits and outside and seek scavenger hunts. They produced online webinars that you can see here on a bunch of different topics. These programs met a need for people to stay connected to each other and to care for their streets and parks. We saw, can we pause for 1 second? Possible to do that? Yeah. We saw our Philadelphia neighbors suffering from the inequitable impact of COVID. We saw the green spaces and trails in our watershed become special havens for our communities. We started walks and runs again, sharing masks and hand sanitizer. We hosted a lunch site to try to meet a potential community need. We continue to support our stream keepers and TCP keepers. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second.
There we go. There we go. We continue to support our stream keepers and TCP keepers. We advocated and raised funds for parks and trails, moving ahead with the Tookonie Creek Trail Study and the master plan for TCP. In May, we hosted a tree filly giveaway. We came back to the office in early September. Here's a view of what we've been doing since then. Maintaining sites like Vernon Park, installing no motorized vehicle signs in Tookonie Creek Park, regular socially distant plantings and cleanups with partners and friends, connecting with and supporting new artists in our community like Daphne Smallwood and her Say Their Names project. You can see we've been pretty busy, and this is this piece, this photo is the after. You saw the before. This photo is the after too. You saw the before of that concrete channel. This is what's there now. This is a meandering wetland that we planted just recently. Now I'm going to talk about two really special efforts. One of them is a program called Love Our Park that we did with local artist Jay Coriano, who we met through the Community Cans project. Our goal was to create a safe, interactive project for all the people that we were seeing on the trail. We wanted to bring beauty at a tough time. So we worked with Jay. He created 6 nature murals right all along the trail with amazing community engagement. This happened from the end of April through June. The project included signage, lawn signs along the trail, promoting the mural and encouraging people to take selfies. As you can see, it also included places where kids can chalk. We have baby turtles and baby frogs that kids can add to. And we celebrated and shared this with a bilingual conversation online with the artist and almost 50 neighbors when it was all done. We just finished printing a booklet with a map and photos that tells this story so people can go out on the walk on the trail and enjoy that. I just want to say that this was incredibly interactive, but because Jay Coriano talks to everyone. So he had some decisions about what he wanted to do. He had some ideas about what he wanted to do, and then he did his first, I kept trying to get him to decide what all the murals were going to be. And he decided that he wanted to talk to people and figure that out as he went along. So he did some and then got input from people, and that's what we ended up with. So he was an incredible ambassador for TTF and really engaged a lot of people when we couldn't do programs, you know, group programs, but we knew that people were out on the trail. So he talked to everybody, and it was a wonderful program. And they're still there. You can still go out and see them. And he has a beautiful piece that you should all be bidding on in the auction. He decorated a pollinator box for us that is beautiful. The next project that I want to talk about is this Bring Us Along virtual nature tour program. I am so proud of the work our staff did on this project. They had a vision and they pursued it diligently, creatively, and collaboratively. It was a really wonderful thing to watch. These virtual tours are in English and Spanish, and they combine a story map with video. They showcase the nature in our beautiful watershed spaces from 2 areas in Tookonie Creek Park, to Vernon Park in Germantown, to Ethel Jordan Park in Abington, to Abington Friends School and the Meeting. 4,000 people have already taken part, have already used these tours, have gone online, have taken these tours on their phones. And you need to do that too. So it's a lot, you can do it from your laptop, but I would encourage you all to think about doing this from your phone. And these are seasonal. So in the spring, you'll be able to do this again. These really, we are very proud of this work. It was really impressive. So I think I am done with this piece. Wanted to make sure that we shared this with you. And encourage you to get out. All this stuff is on our website. We would love it if you contacted us and we can send you the links, or if you want to come out and join us for this program. The Love Our Park project, the murals were funded by a grant from the Spring Point Partners, and the nature tours were funded with some wonderful funding from the Alliance for Watershed Education, which TTF really matched. Because we wanted to make sure they were really quality. What I'm going to do now is move us into our networking session. My notes for that. So what we really like doing, what this program is all about, is schmoozing. And we're not getting to schmooze in person, you know, with our beer or with our ice cream sandwich from Weckersley's. But what we want to do is make sure that we can take an opportunity to schmooze now. So we know that we have some wonderful board members, Partner Alliance members, partners, award winners, neighbors, a lot of people on this call. So what we want to do is open this up and ask you to put questions in chat. I see that we already have a question from Lorelei. And Lorelei, if you want hats, the Apex students want hats, we will get you hats. We could not say no to the Apex students. And we're really glad that you asked, and we can't wait to see you again at the vernal pool at McKinley. So what I'm going to do, and I need staff to help me if I'm doing this the wrong way or not, is my understanding was that we were going to get to put questions in chat, and then we would unmute people and we would try to have a conversation. I think we can probably handle this, right? So put a question in chat, and I think Rita, I know you all know how to use chat, and Rita will read that and then we'll unmute you, right? Is that the plan, Emily?
Also verbally say your question if you'd like, and just indicate that you'd like to speak.
Do that.
Whatever you like.
Raise your hand if you want to do that. Come on, this is a very quiet group. Come on. I know one of you has a question. So I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna take control, and I'm gonna ask Steve McCarter if he would like to say something.
First, I always have to find unmute.
Yeah.
Julie, thank you. You know, what you've outlined tonight in so many of the videos and the slides is such a testimony to fabulous work of what TTF has done for so many years. And there's the reason we need to do it, because it's for people like our voice in the dark here that we don't know who it is, but we enjoy knowing that the future is really ahead of us. And, you know, there's just so many wonderful things that we've all seen in terms of our natural environment. And again, I'm so honored, you know, for a legacy award. You know, it makes it sound like I've been here forever, a legacy, you know, but it's, you know, it's a testimony to everybody there, the staff, and to, you know, Marilyn and everybody. You've all done such an incredible job. And I just can't thank you all enough. And I look forward to now not being in the house, so I can devote more time to environmental movements and work with TTF and work with many other groups to really push the cause that we need to do, not only on climate change, but again, as somebody said earlier, our local environment too, where we, this is the place where we can make it sustainable in our local areas. But we have a lot of tasks ahead of us, and I look forward to that and working with TTF and everybody that's on this Zoom tonight so that we can have a better future. So again, I thank you very much, and I thank everybody for being here tonight.
Bye. Thank you. I think Jerry Kaufman, you're there, but we can't see you. But you have your hand raised. So do you want to say something?
We have another question too from Brandon. He said that he missed the beginning. And did we talk about the new logo? And could we get another close-up, if so?
Sure.
Rita, is that too much to ask?
Do that. So who's
Hold up your hat.
Oh, that's true.
There's our hat. There's our hat. So who has their hands raised other than Jerry?
Lorelai asked if the hats come in blue. Right now, we just have them in purple.
Right.
I just have a different question.
Go for it.
What was the old logo and why did you feel like changing it?
Oh, this is a long question.
This was our old logo.
So we had an old logo that we did not love. That was hard to reproduce on stuff, and we felt like it didn't really show who we were. So we decided it was time for a new logo. So that's a really good idea. I just want to ask if there was anyone else. I noticed the Langman family had their hand raised, maybe not. Now people are asking questions. I'm going to ask Jen. Who's on.
Robert has a question.
I was going to ask Jen, who's on from Pixel Parlor. You wanted to talk a little bit about the logo?
Sure. Hey everybody, I'm Jen from Pixel Parlor, and that's Pike. He's my little buddy, my co-designer. First off, we love TTF Watershed, and we approached Julie and Emily about doing this because we knew that the old logo was a square peg we had to stick into a round hole on a lot of things. And as we did the annual reports, we realized that, yes, we had this logo, and we used it and we made it work, but then we had these annual reports that sort of led us to this direction of the redesign of the logo. And the old logo, did its job for a really long time, but it felt a little bit on the sad side. And TTF Watershed is filled with like such amazing, fun, sweet, kind, good people and do such lovely work. And they're just, we felt like they needed something that represented who TTF was and who Emily and Julie are, and like really like breathe life into the organization that I adore so much. So yep, that's the old logo. It's also a mouthful. So we TTF Tacony Frankfurt Watershed Partnership is quite the mouthful. So we've sort of found a bunch of different ways to work with it instead of fight against it. So the logo has a couple of different variations on itself that allows the logo to function in a bunch of different ways. And I hope you like the way it looks, and I hope you like the way it looks in a report next go round, because it'll all be synced to be part of the same visual language. You folks deserve it. Like, TTF is amazing, and it just it feels good to be part of something that feels so good.
Nice. So let's get that old logo off of there. And we have a question from Gabrielle Langman, who I've known for a long time, asking if we're going to do more work in Jenkintown. So along the Jenkintown Creek, which we have really been focused. So I'm gonna pass, Susan Harris, are you still on? Yes, there you are. I'm gonna pass this on to Susan Harris, who's our project manager, to talk about our forever plans for the Jenkintown Creek and a little new project area.
Sure, yeah, glad to talk about it. Hello, everyone. It's nice to see you all, first off. Love the new logo and all the great work. Yes, more plans continue on the Jenkintown Creek. Another project that was recently completed and is still in the works is with the Sisters of St. Basil. And the project there, it removed an old pipe and it is now allowing water to flow naturally and feed the wetlands with a slow release. So over the next year, the project will include doing some constructed wetland areas and looking at enhancing those areas and creating a more natural setting, doing some low marsh, high marsh areas, and just expanding on the diversity throughout that. So that project is in the works for next year, and continuing to look to work with more landowners along the Jenkintown Creek. There is a grant pending through Growing Greener for Alverthorpe Park, so we hope to hear on that over the next year and continue the work on that. So yeah, a lot of big plans, and full steam ahead.
So Rita, who was the Robert who had a question? Is that Bob Thomas?
Yes, it was.
Yep. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Thank you, Julie. And thank you for the hat. I really appreciate someone went to all the trouble to drop it off at my office yesterday. So, it's now a treasured hat that I have, and I will enjoy wearing it. No, I am so impressed. My first involvement, aside from childhood with Tacony Creek and Tookaney Creek, was working 20 years ago on the Tookaney Creek Trail Master Plan with Fairmount Park Commission. And at that time, so much, and I still have the original report, there were areas that were shaded as areas out of control, lawlessness, chop shops, and the incredible, it's not just the rebirth that's come about with all the efforts of TTF and so many other people, it's also the link between people and water and the park that is so important. And I just am excited about it. And then being here tonight and seeing all the people and the children talking about it, doing things, it's great. I do have one question, and that is with, I'm involved very, very, very deeply with the Philadelphia Parks Alliance. And one of the things we look at is not just recreation, which is very important, but also things that parks do for people and their role in food security. Are there any efforts afoot in the adjoining communities or along the creeks in terms of either gardens or other things that would help people become more dependent, less dependent on food, and also improve the quality of what they have?
That's an interesting question. So, we know how narrow and small the park is, but we have always, we also know that we live in communities that don't have a lot of good places to get food, and also don't have a lot of community gardens. So we're hoping, we're always looking to partner. We don't want to become a food organization, even though we love food. So we're always looking to partner with organizations that may be interested in working with us in some adjacent properties. And I think through the master plan, we'll be able to identify some of those. We also know that people forage in the park. And it's really interesting to meet folks that are foraging in the park for things that they're used to foraging for that we may not even think about. So that's one thing that we're also thinking about. I also know that at one point, a lot of the trees that we gave away for neighborhood trees were fruit trees. And I know that at some point the Tree Vitalize funding was looking for planting fruit trees along creeks. So that's something we could certainly do. We know that again, we know that people forage. We know that there were pawpaws and there is food that people are interested in eating. So we would love that. We would love that. So thank you, Bob. You look
Okay.
really great in that hat too.
Okay. Very
Emily?
good. And I hope everyone bids on my auction item.
Yes, definitely. Will you
Okay.
tell us what it is again?
It's a collection of 10 custom-made postcards, large format of photographs I've taken of Tookonie Creek and Tacony Creek and Frankfort Creek and other greenways through Philadelphia.
Thank you. I think there's a bidding war going on for that.
Good.
Actually. So Emily, we had a couple of other people that had questions, right?
Yeah, I think Robin was going to say something. Robin, if you want to unmute.
How's it going, folks?
Hey, Robin.
Hey, good to see you.
TTF team and all you wonderful people in the audience here. I just wanted to give a shout out because I've been so impressed with all the bilingual programming and communications that have been coming out of TTF. I think it's really setting a new standard for environmental education centers on how they think about engaging with their communities. So big props to all of you. Keep up the awesome work.
Awesome. Thank you.
And then Lee?
Lee, yeah. Lee Altadonna.
Where is he?
Trying to find everyone, you know.
Lee Altadonna, are you there? Maybe not. You want to say anything?
Right.
Najari? Najari, I know that you always love to add things. And I know you're on.
Hi. Well, I got on like right before like the last. I didn't even see the logo. I was trying to get here, but well, I just want to affirm what Robin said. I think you're all doing amazing work. And yeah, I'm just really happy to be here and to, yeah, I just think you're all doing amazing work and to keep doing all of the great things that you're doing.
Oh,
I just got here, so I didn't, you know.
We miss both of you.
Yes.
It's very nice to see you, although Robin looks like he's like in a bunker or something.
And my porch, I got to keep out here so I can listen for owls if anybody.
Ah, okay.
Always on the listen.
All right. Who else? Is there anybody we missed in chat?
I don't believe so.
Okay, what are we doing next?
Well, there's, let's see, 25 more minutes until the auction ends. So we had just planned some more videos and things from the past year for you all to watch. Feel free to tune in, check out the auction, and just enjoy. But also, if you can't stay till 8, we understand. But yeah, this is an interview from Grid. It's about our stream keepers.
We have some lovely things for you to watch. We think you'll enjoy.
What's your favorite thing to do when you're here?
Look for animals.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of animals do you see?
We see fish, a lot of fish, sometimes bugs, and bees.
And bees too?
And beetles under the rocks.
Cool. So do you pick the rocks up and see what's underneath them?
Mm-hmm. But then we put them back.
Right. Because you only want to look just to see what's there. You don't want to disturb them, right?
Hey.
Hello, I'm Alex Mulcahy, the publisher of Grid Magazine. And today I'm here with my friend Julie Slavitt with TTF, and she's going to tell us what that stands for, because I'll butcher it otherwise.
Exactly. I am happy to do that. It stands for the Tookonie Frankfort Watershed Partnership. So our watershed is a 30 square mile watershed. It's one of Philadelphia's watersheds. And the headwaters are in Montgomery County, and the creek flows into Philadelphia as the Tookonie becomes the Tacony in Philadelphia when it hits Philadelphia, and then becomes the Frankfort Creek. So our focus is on that 30 square mile area, and it's all about improving water quality and connecting people to their creeks.
And how do you do that?
We do that through education. We do that through stewardship, which is a really big word that means help, working with people to take care of the creek and take care of green spaces and nature.
Tell me about the Stream Keepers program.
So we love our Stream Keepers program, and it started because we got funded by the William Penn Foundation, and they were really interested in making sure that there were people out there, citizens, doing water quality monitoring. They really felt that it would really connect people to the creeks, and it would be a great way to collect data.
Now you are in charge of the Stream Keepers program. Tell our viewers today what it's all about.
Basically, it's a group of concerned citizens that go out to the creeks local to them, and they do some physical assessments, they get a temperature check, and then they also help us through like advocacy and helping out at our events. So they're really involved and active and constantly learning stuff about watershed issues.
So these Stream Keepers, they're more or less adopting these streams, is that right?
Some of the Stream Keepers view it as their sort of own little section of creek. So each month they come out once a month and they'll spend a couple hours at the creek and do all of their assessments. Some of them will clean up trash too, and people just really enjoy having that section of creek that's theirs, basically.
So why is it important for these assessments to happen?
We have a small staff, and we have some sites that we monitor quarterly, but we certainly can't get out to all of the smaller sections of creek. It's great having all of these people who are out monitoring the creeks on a monthly basis, and they can tell us what's happening, and then as they sort of adopt the site, they can notice very slight changes that we might not notice as well.
There's not a lot of baseline data on these little creeks. There really isn't. So the more that we can see, especially now with climate change, the more we can see how they're changing, how a really big rain really impacts what the creek looks like in terms of erosion. That's very helpful. Now that we're in the time of the pandemic and we're figuring out what we're going to do this fall and winter with our kids, we know that the outdoor is a classroom. The outdoors provides a classroom. So we are looking to make sure that we provide resources, online resources and suggestions to teachers and parents about what they can do to keep their kids learning outside.
Is this the kind of thing that maybe a family would want to adopt a creek and let kids play in it while doing the measurements?
Yeah, so it's certainly a great opportunity for a family with little kids if they want to go out and help them. It's also a great way to learn. With school sort of the way it is now, it's a great opportunity to sort of get out and learn some different science concepts. There's a lot of enrichment activities that they can do down at the creek and lots of great things they can learn while being outside too. We encourage our stream keepers, if they feel comfortable going in the creek, to go in the creek and flip some rocks over and look in the creek and whatnot. Some of our stream keepers are all about it, jumping into the creek, and some of them prefer to monitor from the banks, and that's okay too.
How long have you been a stream keeper?
We've been doing stream keeping for almost 2 years now.
How do you like doing it?
It's great. We bring the kids out every time, right? It's a way to make sure we're out in nature, but also just be, more observant about what's going on, right? Looking at the state. It's a good kid activity. They, thinking about the data, taking temperature, right? Thinking about a little bit about the science behind it, and getting them involved in their community and what's around them.
Your daughters are 8 and 6.
Yep.
And have you seen, they've been doing this since they were 4 and 6, have you seen changes or have you seen their appreciation deepen by doing this?
Yeah, I think whenever we're, traveling or wherever we're out, they're just more aware. They're asking questions about, what's going on here, noticing how it's changed. They're more aware of, trash in the environment. So we're seeing that general awareness, start to take hold.
What do you usually do when you come down here?
I mostly pick up trash, look for animals in the water, and then we write it down.
Cool. And what kind of animals do you see here? A lot of bears?
No, we usually see fish and insects.
Who do you come down here with?
My sister and my dad.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what they do when they come down? Does your sister's younger?
Mm-hmm. She helps me pick up trash, and my dad does most of the writing down part.
What grade are you in?
First grade.
Tell me some things that you do when you're here.
We like I'm going into the water. I like picking up trash, and those trash. Sometimes do it in the water. We put the tomato into the water
Why do you do that?
to see if it's hot or cold.
And what do you think it should be?
Cold?
That's right. How do you like doing this?
I like it.
Do you? What do you like about it?
I don't really know. I think I like everything about it.
Do you ever go into the water?
Yes, sometimes we do, to pick up trash in the water and look at fish.
How does it make you feel when you're picking up the trash?
Happy, and I feel a lot better because I'm helping the earth.
Would you recommend this to other kids, other families?
Yeah, it's really fun.
What do you think has been like the biggest surprising thing that happened here?
I didn't know that I could cross the river all by myself. And it turned out to be really much fun.
Why should kids ask their parents to become stream keepers?
Because I like being in the environment and helping the earth.
Yes, that's great. Do you think that participating in this program has changed your relationship to environmentalism or where you live?
For us, it's more passing that on to our kids and making them aware about what's going on in their environment, in their community, and trying to set those trends and those principles so as they get older, they're always aware wherever community they end up, they want to be active in taking care of it.
Would you recommend this program to other people or other families?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it to younger families, right? When you're Saturdays, it's right, it's kind of countdown to bedtime sometimes, right? So it's a good way to facilitate activity, get outside, be with the family, and yeah, we'll definitely recommend it.
This program really has filled some sort of unmet needs that people were feeling, which is really nice. I think that we work with people who care about nature and want to be active and want to make a difference, like to get outside, may have had a science background or not, but really, care about their community. It makes people feel like they're making a difference.
I'd like to thank Julie Slavitt, the Executive Director of
the Tacony Frankford Watershed Partnership.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming out today. It was a real pleasure. And thank you all for watching.
Grid for making this wonderful video about our Stream Keepers program. And to remind you, I think we have the auction slideshow coming up. So we've noticed folks bidding and donating. We've also gotten some online donations at our website. So somebody's going to make sure that we there it is. Amazing. So if you don't want to go to the auction website, you can just go directly to our website and donate. You can make a one-time donation, or like I said, you can become a sustainer and know that you're helping us every month, that we're getting to, to pull that money out of PayPal every month into our account to help cover all the some of the creative things that we do and some of the not so exciting things we do, like our rent and printing our business cards and paying for something really important for us, which is phones. Our communications is critical, so our cell phones are really important. We couldn't participate with that. Can I talk while this is on? I'm talking now, so I guess I can. I just want to point out this item, which are prints, beautiful prints that came out of a calendar that I bought in the United Kingdom at the White Cliffs of Dover. And the prints were beautiful in the calendar. So some of our wonderful friends, Cynthia Blackwood, our wonderful friend in Elkins Park, framed these. Dorian picked out the ones that she thought were the most beautiful. which it was hard, but she has a wonderful eye. So these are beautifully framed. There's 6 prints. There are some incredible birds and a bunny and some other scenes. And these would look lovely in a child's room or actually kind of anywhere. Really nice gift for the holidays. So please think about bidding on that. These are really, they are really beautiful. What other kind of stuff do we have? Are we going to get to see more things? So I know this has been very popular, the kayak tour in the Delaware. So please, if you want to do that, we've certainly had a lot of fun kayaking on the Delaware, right, Robin? This is a wonderful donation. One of our wonderful partners provided this to us, Langman, and these are beautiful green walls. So this is something pretty great for a home or an office. Again, this is the Incredible Pollinator Hotel by Jay Coriano. He really does this beautiful universe thing. So I also heard from him, I spoke to him yesterday, and we will take the top 2 bids and he will make another pollinator hotel. So get those bids in because someone else will get one from Jay. So please, you can be first or second and you'll get one of those beautiful pollinator hotels. Rain barrels, Ryan will come and install this for you. One of our beautiful Camel's Hump rain barrels. We've sold a lot of these this year. There was really a run on rain barrels. These are from our wonderful, talented neighbor at Globe Dye Works, Stacy Weber. And she has, she works with coins. She's very talented. She has pieces in the Smithsonian. We are really proud to know her and get to see her stuff all the time. This is a day at the incredible Woodmere Museum, which does a lot of work that we love because it's a lot of nature work and scenes of nature and the Wissahickon, I have to confess. But you can go there and enjoy some of their wonderful exhibits and then have dinner at Iron Hill. Should I keep talking about these things? This is a day on the Delaware. So this is our partner, our wonderful partner, the Independent Seaport Museum, provided us with a membership. And this also includes a gift certificate to the Moshulu, which is a pretty nice spot. I think it's a $50 gift certificate, and I know they have a fantastic socially distanced outdoor brunch. This is a wonderful item from Ken Kaloje. If you want your backyard to look like this, you should bid on this item so we can come out and tell you what you should do. Our wonderful friends at the Academy donated membership, and we have I believe we have a gift card with that for dinner, right, Emily? The Academy is a pretty fabulous place. Everyone should take their children there. And this is our nature book bundle. For those of you who've known us for a while, we actually had Richard Louv. We hosted Richard Louv a couple of years ago. He was very inspirational. So this is 2 of his books. And Our Wild Calling is the one that just came out. And this is a signed copy, along with Vitamin N, which has great activities to do with adults and kids in nature. This is from our wonderful friend Dottie Baumgarten, who made us.
Can I say something about it,
Go
Julie?
ahead, Dottie.
So I've been making the note paper on the bottom there is made from the recycling material that comes in my door. So I made a point of recycling everything I possibly can into craft paper. So it's really a fun project that I've been doing, particularly since COVID started. I've done it before, but so you've got the cards, but you also have the note paper, the stationery. And so it's absolutely a recycling effort of making something pretty out of something that would have been in the trash.
Exactly.
That's it.
And we all need to send each other note cards.
Yes.
We need to write each other notes, and we need to support the post office. So these are lovely. And from our friends at United by Blue, we have 2 sustainable packages of really cool stuff from them. We have loved working with them. We are going to be working with them on their promotion that's happening, their cleanup day that's happening the day after Thanksgiving. They're calling it Blue Friday, so watch for news from us about that. And these are 2 of their sustainable packages with that really nice bag that you can take anywhere.
Mi nombre es María Guadalupe Vázquez y llevo viviendo aquí hace 7 años. Desde que llego viviendo aquí, yo visito este parque porque tengo una mascota y tengo niños pequeños y camino todos los días con mi perro por la mañana y mi esposo camina por la tarde. Lo que me apasiona de este parque es que tiene una vista muy agradable. Es algo tan bonito disfrutar la vegetación, el sonido de los pájaros, ese ruido del río. Se ve bello en toda la temporada, cuando se caen las hojas, en la nevada. Es algo muy especial para nosotros este parque. He notado muchos cambios y ahora hacen muchas actividades, tanto de limpieza como actividades para los niños. Hacen caminatas para que la gente disfrute, para que la gente conozca más sobre el parque y cómo trabaja el sistema de agua potable y el sistema de drenaje. Cuando llueve sirve de mucho aprender cómo mantener el parque limpio y que vean que nosotros, la gente, lo ha mantenido. Y entonces ha mejorado mucho y ha sido muy positivo para el neighborhood. A mí me gusta que la gente disfrute, toda la comunidad disfrute este parque y que aportamos todos algo para el progreso de todo este vecindario.
So hi everyone, I'm Sue Myrov, the board secretary for many years here with TTF. TTF is really special to me for so many reasons, and I am so proud to lend my support as a sustainer. That means I donate to TTF each and every month. I hope you enjoyed all the special experiences and videos that you've seen from the past year. Congratulations again to our amazing watershed heroes. I'm going to go off script, Julie, and just wanted to also thank Julie and our TTF staff for the amazing work that they have done in very, very difficult circumstances. You guys have just done such an amazing job rising to the challenge, and we've just seen so much to show all the things that we've been able to do. So thank you. We are nearing the end of our ceremony, so I want to draw your attention to our auction page. I think you've seen all great items up. Bidding will close at 8 p.m., so it's about 5 minutes. Be sure to place your final bids if you haven't already. We've seen some extraordinary generosity today. We've received about 2,175 in pledges. That's about 43.5% of our goal. You can help us reach our goal by using the donate button on the top right-hand corner of the auction page and by continuing to bid. So I'll pop back in, I guess, around 8 and to give you a final update. So go ahead and bid for all that great stuff that we have.
Thank you.
I'm going to go check on my items. I'll be right back.
Yeah, don't get outbid.
Yeah, I'm in a bidding war with something.
I'm Nayeli Perez. I'm 18 years old and I'm actually the TTF fellow for this year through the Alliance for Watershed Education. Growing up, my family wasn't very outdoorsy, just the exact opposite, like, ew, you know, bugs or whatever. But then through the Women in Natural Sciences program, I developed this appreciation for the natural world. My first language was actually Spanish, but I didn't really grow up talking to my mom about like a watershed or about hawks or like beetles or something, so that vocabulary is not something that I'm really familiar with, and there aren't a lot of resources for Spanish-speaking people. Through my fellowship, I've been working to make all of this great information more accessible. I really wanted my project to be a way that, you know, little Latino, little Latina kids, they don't feel left out on bird walks, and everyone feels like they belong and not like, oh, I can't go to the creek or I can't go to TTF because no one there speaks my language. The TTF Watershed is the only one without an environmental center, so it's just that much more important. It's really nice to be able to come out here and be with the community that I grew up in. To community members, I'd say what I said to my sister before I took her out on her first walk. Just come one time, and if you don't like it, that's fine, but just come that one time, and I promise you that that one time you'll see that you don't need your phone to have a good time. You know, it's great to be in an area where all of the city sounds just kind of melt away and you're in like this serene environment with the water rushing around you and the birds chirping and just nature, you know, as much nature as we can have in the city.
Time is it? 1 minute.
I got outbid.
Hey, Susan.
All right, should I come? Are we ready?
Emily, are we ready? You're the boss.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I keep refreshing it. It keeps changing. So that's exciting.
I wasn't sure.
Susan, am I bidding against you for the kayak?
No, it's not the kayak.
Okay.
Had something to do with that. Well, it's fine. It's great. I'm glad to see that the bidding is going up.
Emily, do they just shut us off?
I believe if there's like last minute bids, it will go on, like there's extended bidding on some of.
Yeah, they said they
items.
There's a note that says if there's a bid, they give you 3 minutes.
Okay.
If there's if you know, so it looks like, you know, if there's a bidding war, they can keep going for a while. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done this before, but I checked that out. And
Neither have we.
Okay. Well, I think that closes either after 3 minutes if there's not a bid, or after, you know, finally after half an hour is the largest amount of time it would keep going on for. But, oh.
Okay, well, just let me know when.
Yeah, I think
you're ready. I can stop.
Yeah, I keep refreshing and it's changing. But go ahead, Susan.
Well, I'll tell you what. I can give you an update. We had a flurry of activity, but thank you so much for joining us tonight to celebrate our 8th annual Clean Water Hero. Oh, I'm sorry, our 8 Clean Water Heroes. I should be more specific there. And thanks to everyone who donated and bid on items together. Let's see, we are up to $2,262 to support TTF's work. Good going, yay! Thanks you so much for tuning in and making this year's Milestones a really big success. Have a great night. And I guess I have to wave. So
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Let's hope.